Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're taking a look at something really fascinating. The submerged archaeological sites of Dwarka and Beyt Dwarka in Gujarat.
Yes, and we're basing this on a recent scientific study by the Archaeological Survey of India, the ASI, which was reported in the Hindu.
Right. And this is super relevant for our listeners, especially UPSC aspirants.
Absolutely. This topic, it really brings together ancient Indian history, archaeology, its religious importance, and even current affairs. You know, the ASI's work, infrastructure like the new bridge.
It's that interdisciplinary connection, isn't it? The kind of knowledge that can really help in man's answers, maybe even give context for prelims.
Exactly. So our mission today, to kind of unpack the main historical and cultural significance these sites hold based on what the ASI is finding and, well, the historical records we have.
Okay, let's start with the ASI's work. They've been involved there since 1963, apparently. It's quite a long time.
It is a sustained effort. And what they found underwater is, well, pretty compelling.
Like what, specifically?
Things like submerged structures, stone jetties, different kinds of anchors, even fortified walls.
Wow. Okay, so what does all that suggest?
Taken together, it really points towards a significant ancient port, a prosperous one, it seems. The types of anchors, for instance, might tell us about the ships that came here.
Interesting. Now, Dwarka itself, hugely important location, right? At the mouth of the Gulf of Kutch.
And religiously, it's one of the Sharada pilgrimage sites. That's the really sacred circuit of 4 key Hindu pilgrimage spots.
And the connection to Lord Krishna.
Yes, deeply connected. Tradition holds it's the city Krishna founded after leaving Mathura. Some legends even say it was the first capital of Gujarat, reclaimed from the sea.
You can still see that heritage. The Dwarkadhish temple, for example.
A major shrine. Rebuilt in the 16th century, mind you, after Mahmud Bagada destroyed an earlier version.
And there's also the Sharada Peeth there.
Indeed. One of the 4 monasteries established by the great Adi Shankaracharya. Hugely influential figure in Hindu philosophy.
Okay, let's shift focus slightly to Beyt Dwarka. That's the island, about 30 kilometers off Oka.
That's the one. Identified sometimes with Antardvipa from the Mahabharata. And its history is incredibly rich, maybe even deeper in some ways.
Deeper how?
Well, excavations on the island have found evidence of people living there way back. We're talking Harappan period, Mauryan period finds.
So even before the time associated with Krishna's Dwarka, Beyt Dwarka was already inhabited, a significant place.
Seems so. It suggests this whole coastal area has been strategically important for a very, very long time.
And later periods.
Oh, yes. Beyt Dwarka is linked to Guru Vallabhacharya and the Pushtimarg tradition. There are temples associated with him. Later, it was under the Gaekwads of Baroda.
And wasn't there a brief period with the Vagars?
Yes, a short time during the 1857 uprising. So you see layers upon layers of history.
And bringing it right up to date, there's the new Sudarshan Setu Bridge, opened in 2024.
Right, that big cable-stayed bridge. It makes getting to Beyt Dwarka much easier now, connecting it better to the mainland.
So when you put it all together, the ASI's underwater findings, Dwarka's religious significance, Beyt Dwarka's long history, it paints quite a picture.
It really does. It shows this incredible continuity in the region. From, potentially Harappan times through the epic period, medieval times, right up to modern infrastructure development.
It's a powerful example of how archaeology, religious tradition, and historical texts can sort of converge, right, to give us a fuller understanding.
Exactly. And the ASI's work, especially the submerged finds, tells us a lot about ancient India's maritime trade and maybe even urban planning along the coast.
So the key takeaway seems to be this continuous thread of history and the blend of evidence.
I think so. And it leads to a thought-provoking question, perhaps for our listeners to mull over.
Go on.
Considering these underwater discoveries, these ancient structures reclaimed by the sea, alongside the enduring religious and historical connections, what does it really tell us about how dynamic coastal civilizations were in India, how they interacted with and perhaps adapted to the sea over millennia?
That's a great question. Something to really think about, especially, again, for UPSC preparation linking geography, history, culture.
We hope this deep dive, based on the Hindu's reporting on the ASI study, has given you some valuable context for your exams.
Definitely. If you found this discussion helpful, please do like and subscribe for more deep dives into important topics.
And please share any questions or your own thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear them.
Thanks for joining us. Remember, this discussion drew from reporting in the Hindu.